Fox and Falco's Shine are some of the most powerful moves in the game, and while players are familiar with Shine's strengths, many players are not taking full advantage of this move. One example of this is Shield Drop Shine. With the recent introduction of UCF, more players are shield dropping than ever before. Despite this, Shield Drop Shine is often overlooked by low and mid-level players. This video will explore some of the many applications of Shield Drop Shine to help expand a spacey player's punish game. Before I begin, let's look at a basic explanation of how to shield drop. Assuming you have UCF turned on, or a notch controller, the most popular method to perform a shield drop is to tilt your controller to the left or right, and then roll the control stick down into either diagonal notch. If you perform this correctly, you'll drop through the platform and can immediately throw out any move you're able to do in the air, including Shine by pressing down B. So why are shield drops so powerful? The first reason is positioning. By falling through the platform, you're able to attack at better angles than you would be able to if you used a different option. This is especially true when your opponent is attacking you from below the platform, as traditional shield options aren't able to punish attacks from below. On top of this, shield drops are faster than traditional attacks out of shield because you don't have to wait for jump squat frames. Most out of shield attacks work by jumping to leave shield into an attack. This includes up smash out of shield, up B out of shield, shine out of shield, and aerials out of shield. By not having to jump, you save roughly 3 to 6 frames depending on your character, which makes your punishes much faster and more versatile. Since most shield drop punishes involve aerials, when should you go for a shield drop shine? Well, this depends on the character, so let's look at Falco first. Falco's Shine is one of his biggest combo starters and kill setups. Unless your opponent STIs correctly, landing a Shine pretty much guarantees a combo opportunity even at 0%. And this isn't always the case with Falco's aerials. For example, while shield drop down airs can be quite powerful if you're punishing an opponent from below the platform, if your opponent is attacking from above or level to the stage, Shine is often a much better way to start a combo, and arguably much easier as you don't need to L-cancel Shine. Let's look at a common situation as an example. Here we see Captain Falcon perform a high down air on Falco's shield. This down air is easily shield grabbable, but Falco's grabs don't always guarantee a follow-up. While it's true you could shine out of shield drop shine is faster and it's easier to perform in my opinion. For Fox, however, shield drop shine has less utility. While shine is a great way to set up for kills and combos, it's often not possible to do that unless they're grounded. However, shield drop shine is a fantastic tool to escape shield pressure. It's really the ultimate get off me move because of its speed, and because of that, it's really worth learning. So now that we know a bit about shield drop shine, let's look at the pros and cons in order to better understand when to use this technique. We'll start with Falco since it's more useful for him in the first place. Okay, so on the plus side, shield drop shine is the perfect counter to most shield pressure as it's super fast and it's even faster than shine out of shield. In addition, it has better combo potential, especially at low percent. And finally, it allows you to punish things that would have been spaced or drifted out of range due to the speed, so it can be hard for your opponent to actually space things correctly just because it's so fast. However, in terms of cons, shield drop shine does have limited range, which means you could potentially drop a punish when you could have done an aerial or a laser instead, because shine itself actually has quite small range. It's also difficult to perform without notches or UCF, although that's becoming less and less of a problem as the game continues and people get notches, etc. As you can see from this list of pros and cons, shield drop shine with Falco is a very strong technique and you should learn it if you're a Falco player. However, there are still some ways to counter it, so mixing in other shield drop options like shield drop back air, shield drop laser, shield drop down air, etc. is very important to succeed in Melee. In the case of Fox's shield drop shine, the pros and cons are fairly similar. Once again, shield drop shine is the perfect counter to most shield pressure as it's faster than shine out of shield, including the fact that Fox's shine out of shield is faster than Falco's, but it's still faster than that. In addition, much like Falco's shield drop shine, if your opponent tries to space an aerial and drift out of range to punish your out of shield option, they're usually not able to do that because you can do it so quickly that they just don't have the time to drift. So that's really good. However, on the con side, the range is only slightly better than Falco's, which is still worse than other aerials, so it's often better to mix it up to keep your opponent guessing. And it's difficult to perform without notches or UCF, but by far the biggest thing, as I already showed you, is that the combo potential just isn't there. It's still a really useful technique, it's still a good counter to shield pressure, and occasionally it can set up for weird scenarios off stage with shine, but for the most part, it's nowhere near as useful. And that's it for today's video. I'd like to give a big shout out to Drugged Fox and Ginger for helping double check the information in this video. It's always handy to be able to reach out to pro players to make sure you're not forgetting anything that's worth mentioning, so shoutouts to them both. In fact, if you're interested in learning more about Melee, DrugFox has a Patreon where you can get access to the lessons he does with his students for only $5 a month. They're really a great way to learn fundamental concepts in Melee, and are perfect for someone who's looking for something more extensive than a 5-minute video, like the ones I make. So look for that in the video description. Anyway, if you liked this episode, please consider subscribing, commenting, and liking the video. That kind of thing really goes a long way to helping the channel grow. You can also support me on Patreon. Even $1 a month can make a huge difference, so if you're interested, there's a link on screen and in the video description. With that in mind, I want to give a shout out to Evan Oliver for once again helping me record clips, and Andy, Ryan Binstock, and Kyle Tang for continuing to support this channel on Patreon. That's for this week, and I'll see you guys next time.